for Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. My favorite part of the day. I love to get to a chat with you. So here's the deal. Life Coach is brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Let's go to the phone lines right now and talk to Melissa in Seattle. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning, Danny.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm well, thank you for asking.
My question is, my husband, he quit drinking
How long ago?
A year and a half ago.
Okay.
And I'm a have a drink at the end of the day kind of person, and I've completely modified my behavior since he's made this change. But
okay. Which is sweet of you. I don't demand it at all. For me, I don't think that my drinking and my problem with being an alcoholic should have to do with anything. It's like I don't say, I can't go out to lunch with you if you guys are going to have a cocktail at the table. I'm not going to ever have any alcohol in my house. My wife drinks. She's a teetotaler by my standards. She's a couple of drinks at the end of the day like you, but I would never, because I had my struggles, demand. Now in the early days, or if you don't think you can make it, I might suggest, could you help a brother out and not have all the booze around here? But you're supposed to get better than that. So how long has this been going on?
It's been a year and a half.
Okay, do you mind if I ask how much your husband was drinking?
Oh, a bottle and a half of wine every night.
A bottle and a half of wine every night. That's, you know what? I mean, I no longer say what a problem is, because sometimes I go, well, that wasn't as much as me, so you don't have a problem. But a bottle and a half of wine is a lot of booze by anybody's standards. What kind of havoc was that wreaking on your marriage?
I didn't see the drinking so much as a problem, because, I would get off work and we would have a drink together, and, I was working evening shifts, so he would start drinking long before I even got home.
Right.
But, it was kind of something that we had in common, and the TV would be on, and that was personal time, a time that we had together.
Right. So then he quit drinking by his own volition. You didn't say, hey, honey, you need to get a handle on this?
Oh, no, I've never told him. I said, that's a decision that you need to make.
Wow, you're like the greatest wife.
He's had a problem.
Right.
So I've never tried to sway him either way. But, I just think it's ridiculous. He had a class the other night, and then I had a beer while he was gone, and he knew I'd been drinking, and it's like he came home, he wouldn't talk to me, he wouldn't touch me. I think it's ridiculous.
Wow, he's, in my professional opinion, your husband's a baby and just wants a little drama there. I mean, God bless him for quitting drinking. And, the fact that you didn't see a lot of trouble in your marriage or at work or things like that, or getting busted for drunk driving, when you're doing a bottle and a half of wine every single day, I'm surprised that wasn't more difficult for everybody. But I will stand by this, that he should not dictate the parameters. You're what we call in the meetings of AA a normie. You're normal. You get to drink. God loved you a little bit more than he loved me. That's my kind of joke on that, but I really feel that way. So I don't think your husband gets to dictate whether you get to drink or not, and he won't touch me? What a little drama queen you're married. I can smell the beer upon your lips. Lips that touch beer will never touch me, because I'm Melissa's husband, and I'm just kind of a drunk girl. Okay, that was kind of my opinion on Melissa. You're the right one here. He's going out on a drama queen thing here. You should be able to, don't drink to excess around this guy. And if he asks you, here's the only way I'll be able to stay sober, sweetheart, is if you don't drink, then you have to decide how you feel about that. But right now, nobody's saying that. And I think you having a little beer or two a day to watch TV for special time, you have at it, and you should not feel guilty at all. He had the problem, not you. So hang in there, Melissa.
If you've got a question for the life coach, there's still time to call 800-252-1025. Any kind of problem, Danny can help you.
I can. Like that. You heard that? I healed that woman right there.
You did. Hopefully your husband's listening and will be
baby man.
Sue in Redmond, you're on with Danny Bonaduce.
Hey, Sue.
Hi. Hello, sunshine.
Hello, sweetheart. What's up?
Well, my husband and I are trying to decide how we should best handle our meth-addicted adult daughter.
Okay.
We're having a struggle between tough love, not enabling her, and just loving her so much we want to protect her. She's been in and out of our home since she was 18. Started off with pot and alcohol, went to rehab, which we paid for out of our pocket,
right,
which basically broke us. Within a month, she was using and then started using more heavily other more dangerous drugs.
More dangerous than meth? What? Did
No,
you snort nails?
No. When she went to rehab, it was pot and alcohol.
Oh. What kind of rehab did you send her to? She goes in and wants to smoke a little pot and have a glass of wine. She comes out snorting meth. I don't think that's how that's supposed to go. So what is your specific question for me, Sue? Because this is a lot going on.
We're trying to figure out what to do. She comes home, really wants to quit, refuses going to rehab or even any NA meetings, says she can beat this on her own. Within less than a week, she leaves and goes back to the meth house. And it lasts anywhere from a week to a couple of months. She's gone. Comes back home, really wants to quit, but again, will not go into any sort of rehab. And so we go through every time this.
This is such a difficult position to be in, because here's what I would say, it's my knee-jerk reaction. That pick the programs you want her to get into, like when you mentioned NA. NA is a good thing. It's Narcotics Anonymous, by the way. And if you're on meth, that's a very good one. You get, like-minded people. I used to say this about AA meetings, which I've always enjoyed. And I always say, if I really want to drink and I could get to just one AA meeting, I could make it through the day. And I was often right. And the only reason I didn't go is because I didn't really want to quit drinking. But if she can get to these meetings, it's great. I think that's what you need to do, Sue, is you need to say, well, yeah, we'll take you back in, but you have to agree to go to this many meetings a week. And I think she will. She might be lying, but I think she will when she wants to get back in. It's scary where she is, but here's what I'm kind of I'm nervous about. The meth world is an ugly, ugly, ugly world. She's got no place to be, no place to stay, and she's hanging around with other people who do meth. That's super dangerous. So I think you got to do what you're thinking is the tough love. But don't get too tough, because this is my personal opinion. I guess they're all my personal opinions, really. But this is my personal opinion. You don't want to be the tough love parents. You're never coming back here with this meta and this and that. And what happens if something terrible happens out there on the street? Now, by the way, here's a new part of Danny Bonaduce Life Coach. I spent some time with the people from Schick Shadle. And they're sponsors on the show, so God bless them. But I talked to literally 50 people there. And it all worked from booze to alcohol to meth to crack, everything. And it worked in 10 days. And they had no reason to lie to me. They never wanted any of those drugs or alcohol again. So maybe you should give Schick Shadle a call. I'm telling you, when I toured that place just last week, it was absolutely amazing the went that work. But at the very least, she's got to get to NA and meetings and stuff like that. And you should say you're not coming home to where it's warm and safe unless you promise to go. And she will, because she'll promise you anything when she wants to come in from outdoors. Thanks, Sue, and hang in.
Sorry, we've got time for an email on Danny Bonaduce Life Coach. Patrick in Puyallup said, I lost almost everything in my divorce. In fact, my divorce left me basically homeless, and I'm getting by working minimum wage jobs. She got the house and the best property. We own a house in Mexico, but she refuses to put it on the market. She rents it out, but won't give me a dime. And she winters there. What can I do?
She winters there? Who are you dating, Cleopatra? Who winters? Who do you know that has enough money to winter anywhere? By the way, I would love to talk to you. I mean, I've always said I want a house in Mexico. But you should, and I usually like to handle this indoors, if you will, and tell you the stuff that I know and that you should do. And I could do that, but none of it's going to help, especially a house in Mexico. That is not going to, you need to call a lawyer. And I think you should call Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men. Tell them you heard me say it. Because the house in Mexico, because you already lost the other stuff, which is a drag, but you already lost it. And I'm sorry about that, because I did the same thing. I just wasn't paying attention. They said, here's the deal. It sounded good to me. I got to get away. And she kept the house and things like that. I gave her money beyond the point I thought was okay. I just went out. Now, that deal was done. And so that's where I moved. Now, you add a house in Mexico, you're talking international lawyers and stuff to force that sale. You definitely need to call a lawyer on that and tell them about your international property.
And who is the sponsor of Danny Bonaduce Life Coach?
That would be Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.